Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your dose of zombies news from the game and community here on COD Zombies HQ. A huge episode today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'd like to think that this episode of the Zombies News Update kicks off the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War Zombies season for us, and it starts with a huge story. So if you aren't subscribed already, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. And a quick huge hello again, and thank you to the longtime followers of this channel who are tuning back in as Zombies get started for another awesome season. I'm excited to kick off this journey with you guys and bring you all the news as it happens throughout Cold War. And that starts right now. It's a heavy topic because it involves the ending cutscene to Maschine, the Zombies map in Cold War. Now before we go any further, I'm not showing any leaked footage or talking about it in detail or anything like that because there's good news and there's bad news about this situation. So I'm the kind of person that likes to start with the bad news, so let's start with that first. COD Cold War preloads have started across all platforms, including PC, where it's easiest to actually access the files of the yet unreleased games. And in the past, people have looked through these files to find out Zombies cutscene information early. Now, during Black Ops 3, most of that was avoided. We actually didn't have any major cutscene spoilers of the actual videos of cutscenes being leaked. What we did have was bits and pieces of audio from ending cutscenes that people were able to extract and kind of put together, but it really didn't fit what was happening in the ending. So the surprise of the ending cutscenes in Black Ops 3 were pretty well protected. Now that changed for different Zombies games in the future, because if you remember all the way back to Infinite Warfare Zombies, in maps like Shaolin Shuffle, the second DLC map for that game had its entire ending cutscene leaked before the map even came out. And that was because there's one major difference between these two games, Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare Zombies. The ending cutscenes for Infinite Warfare and a few subsequent titles were not rendered in-game. When you see Black Ops 3 ending cutscenes and even the first couple maps in the Black Ops 4 saga, all those cutscenes are actually rendered in real time in your game as you play them. That means it's not just a video file that once you complete the Easter egg, it just puts up this video file for you to enjoy, like in later games. Instead, rendering a cutscene in-game, in real time, makes it almost impossible to data mine and leak beforehand. Now, using that method can result in some interesting anomalies that happen during cutscenes, as you see here in Black Ops 4's Blood of the Dead, where the Warden decides to make a secret appearance in the background of someone's cutscene. But is that the method that Treyarch is going to use in Call of Duty Cold War? If they do decide to implement cutscenes as simple video files, they will be leaked beforehand. Earlier on today, there was preliminary indications of just that perhaps the ending cutscene for Maschine was simply a video file and then it has been leaked early. But of course, things tend to change as information kind of becomes more clear over time. We've got the possible bad news out of the way. Now it's time for the good news. People have been able to access the file containing the information for this ending cutscene, but just like Black Ops 3 in the beginning of Black Ops 4, the ending cutscene seems to have been rendered in-game, meaning nobody can actually access the video contents of it. Just like Ray or TZ_Ghosts, a prominent mapmaker in the Zombies community, posted on Twitter, worst case scenario, the subtitles or even the audio will leak, but then none of the visuals will. And also on that note, I've been told that the subtitles and audio have seemed to be disabled or encrypted in some way as well, so hopefully we won't even be able to be seeing that stuff leaked early as well. So to summarize, a few days out from launch, at least as of now, there is no leaked Zombies ending cutscene. If you've seen that, don't worry, the situation around this possible leaked ending cutscene has evolved a lot over the last few hours, guys, so as it stands right now, that ending cutscene file is there, people have it, but are not able to access its contents, which is a very, very good thing for the community. Moving on to our second story of the day, a lot of people with early copies of Black Ops Cold War are now actually able to play the full game. A patch was released by Treyarch, which I assume is to enable people to review the game before it came out, but those with early copies aren't exclusive to reviewers, so there is gameplay gameplay and a bunch of information about the new Zombies game and map out there in the ether on the internet. You can probably find it if you really wanted to. I'm obviously not going to be showing you any of that gameplay until release day, but the major kind of non-spoilery thing I want to talk about here is that the game, as it seems to be right now, will be releasing with only one Zombies map, that being Die Maschine, which officially is the least amount of number of maps released for a Zombies game by Treyarch since Call of Duty World at War, the very first one. Because if you remember, for your COD veterans, if you ordered the hardened edition of Black Ops, the very first one, you actually got all the maps from World at War at launch in your game. Now, to be honest with you guys, this has gotten me pretty darn worried about Call of Duty Cold War, specifically the amount of Zombies content there is actually going to end up being in this game. I know a lot of people have responded to me on Twitter when I brought up this fact earlier today, which, by the way, if you're not following me, definitely go ahead and drop a follow, guys. Link is in the description. But a lot of people were responding to this saying, well, it's good that they're actually focusing on quality over quantity. If you remembered back at the release of Black Ops 4, there was 4 Zombies maps released at launch in that game, but a lot of people said that the quality of those maps weren't kind of up to par of maps in the past, so maybe this time Treyarch is focusing on giving us less content, but the quality of that content is a lot greater. Now, obviously the game isn't out yet, that remains to be seen, but again, having only one map in the game at launch, for me personally, is very, very disappointing. I was hoping to have at least 2 there, so people can kind of pick and choose between the 2 of them. At least maybe they could have had a smaller survival map, just like an exclusive Nacht or some other Ghost in the House type of map, which seemed the direction that they were going for in the leaks before launch. Now, of course, the situation could change. They could always surprise us with a second Zombies on Disc map in the form of a day 1 patch, but at this time, there's no evidence of them deciding to do that. And in terms of content that we have likely to look forward to in the future, it seems likely through leaked information in the past that one of the DLC maps will be this quote-unquote Firebase Z map set in Vietnam using assets from a campaign mission that you'll see in Black Ops Cold War to actually make up the base of the map, as well as maybe a future DLC map set in Berlin. But in terms of when we're actually going to be seeing that content, there's no way to say, as the season preview for the first season of Black Ops Cold War, which kicks off at the beginning of December, does not mention any new Zombies maps, and specifically just mentions new Zombies modes. So for better or for worse, it seems like us Zombies fans are really going to be sticking to Die Maschine for quite a long time before a new map is released in this game. But either way, guys, the release of Cold War is just a few days away. Be sure to subscribe here to COD Zombies HQ to keep up with the most important things happening in that game when it drops. I want to thank you so much for tuning in today, and I'll see you with another Zombies news video tomorrow. Peace. For those that have seen the leaked gameplay, if Sledgehammer Zombies and COD Warzone had a baby, it might just be Cold War Zombies, right? I don't know. Hopefully it's good.